I never thought I'd be the one crying at a wedding, especially not of my best friends. For 10 years, Claire had been my absolute partner in crime. We were inseparable, from late-night milkshake runs and all-night cram sessions in college, to long drives with the windows down, just blasting our favorite songs. We even had this silly promise that we'd always be there for each other, no matter what came our way. But somewhere down the line, my feelings for her, they changed. She was still my best friend, the person I told everything to, but she also became the only woman who had ever made my heart race without even trying. Of course, I never told her. How could I? She dated guys. She dreamed about her future husband, and she would laugh with me about our imaginary futures, living next door to each other with our perfect husbands. So I buried my feelings deep down and put on the best performance of my life, the role of just the best friend. Then, one sunny afternoon, she called me. Her voice was just bubbling with excitement. "You're not going to believe this. Guess what? I'm engaged." In that single moment, my entire world just stopped. His name was Ethan, a good guy, from everything I could tell. He was smart, stable, incredibly the kind of man every parent dreams of for their daughter. She told me the wedding was happening fast, just 3 months away. And then came the part that felt like a punch to the gut. "Of course, I want you to be my maid of honor." I heard myself say yes, even though every part of my heart was screaming no. The weeks leading up to the wedding were absolute torture. I forced a smile through cake tastings, dress fittings, and endless rehearsals. I helped her pick out the perfect earrings that would catch the light just right. I held her hand when she got nervous about writing her vows. To everyone else, I was the perfect supportive friend, but on the inside, I felt like I was breaking into a million tiny pieces. 2 nights before the wedding, long after everyone else had gone to bed, Claire and I found ourselves sitting on the balcony of her parents' house, sipping wine. The night was warm. The stars were scattered across the sky like glitter. She leaned her head on my shoulder, just like she had 1,000 times before. "God, I'm scared," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "Scared? Why?" I asked, gently brushing a stray piece of hair from her face. "What if this isn't the right choice?" she said, pausing for a long moment. "What if I'm making a huge mistake?" I froze. My chest got so tight I could barely breathe. Did she know? After all these years, could she feel what I'd been hiding? For a split second, I almost told her everything. I almost confessed that maybe, just maybe, the reason she was doubting her perfect life was because she was meant to be with me instead. But the words got stuck in my throat. My voice betrayed me. All I managed to say was, "You'll be okay. He loves you." She smiled at me, this soft, grateful smile, and it absolutely killed me. The wedding day arrived like an unstoppable storm. It was a blur of music, flowers, and beautiful chaos. Claire looked like something out of a fairy tale in her gown, the veil framing her face perfectly. And there I was, her maid of honor, standing by her side, holding her bouquet and pretending like my world wasn't falling apart. When the music began and she started her walk down the aisle, I honestly thought I was going to faint. She was glowing. She was breathtakingly beautiful. And she wasn't mine. The vows came next. Ethan's words were sweet and steady, full of promises. Then Claire began hers, her voice trembling slightly. Halfway through, she glanced over at me. It was just for a second, but in that second, I saw this flicker of hesitation, of confusion, maybe even longing. My throat closed up. My knees felt weak. And then she said the words, "I do." Applause erupted around me. People cheered, they clapped, they cried happy tears. I clapped to a hollow sound against my palms, even though my heart was shattering. Later, at the reception, I had to slip outside for some air. The laughter, the loud music, the clinking of champagne glasses, it was all too much. I leaned against the cool brick wall, blinking back tears, when suddenly I heard her voice behind me. "You weren't inside," Claire said. I turned around. She was still in her wedding gown, holding her heels in one hand. She looked tired and almost sad. "I just needed a break," I whispered, my voice hoarse. She stepped closer, her eyes searching my face. "You've been off for weeks now. Why didn't you just tell me what was wrong?" I let out a bitter little laugh. "Because some things, they just can't be said." She tilted her head, just waiting. And before I could stop myself, the words I had held back for so long just tumbled out. "I'm in love with you, Claire. I've been in love with you for years. And I couldn't ruin this for you, so I stayed quiet. But it's killing me." The silence that followed was deafening. My heart pounded in my chest, waiting for her to yell or laugh in my face or just run away. But instead, she whispered, "I know." I blinked, completely stunned. "What?" "I've always known," she said softly. "And maybe a part of me wanted to admit it too. But I was so scared. It was just easier to go with what everyone expected of me." Her eyes started to glisten with tears. She reached out and took my hand, squeezing it tight. "Maybe in another life, it would have been you. Maybe it should have been you." Tears started spilling down my cheeks. "Then why not this life?" I pleaded. She shook her head, her own voice breaking. "Because I already said I do." That night, we had one dance, just one, underneath the fairy lights. It felt like our own secret goodbye. Her hand was in mine. Her forehead rested against my cheek. It was, without a doubt, the happiest and saddest moment of my entire life. She kissed my cheek gently before she walked away, disappearing back into the crowd, back to her husband. And I just stood there with the crushing realization that I had lost her, not because she didn't love me back, but because she chose the safer path. I've learned that sometimes love isn't about winning. Sometimes it's about letting go. And so I did, even if a part of me will always be standing on that dance floor under those lights, waiting for her to come back. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If it resonated with you, I'd be so grateful if you'd like this video and subscribe for more. It really helps a lot. I'll see you in the next one.